there's no entrepreneur on, I like to highlight an entrepreneur. And I know most of y'all may know her. And this is Pinky Cole, owner of Slutty Vegan. So if you're not following her, follow her now. Her name is Pinky Cole. She owns Slutty Vegan. And I wanted to just say this about her. She literally don't miss her baskets nor home runs. Every ball she gets in her hand, she scores. I'm saying this about Miss Pinky because she did a social media experiment where she wanted to test out businesses to get support from other businesses. And she did one business which is called Missing a Bottle. And do you all know that she raised $70K in 3 days for this business? Just through her social media platforms, people just going out to support her. So Missing a Bottle is like a t-shirt online store where you can get, I guess, different kind of gifts, shirts from mugs and things like that. And you're able to customize messages or get messages that she has. And the slogan states, messages that give voice to the voiceless, on their page. And there is...
And don't feel bad, friend.
Alright.
Please don't ever feel bad.
I'm trying to see which mic I want. I think this one's better. I'm gonna go live now. And that's the thing, you have... Yeah.
I got 2 things done today that I was supposed to.
What was that? You excited? Congrats, girl.
So one of the things that I got done, you're gonna hear today, is we've got media birthday parties. Did you see that?
Yeah, I seen that in the chat.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a commercial that we play from now on. And basically what happened was I've been trying to host this thing for a minute now. Like, not host it, but I've been trying to put it together. I put it together and I've been trying to advertise it, but something, I don't know what was preventing me mentally. It was a block somewhere that was preventing me from doing it. And I finally just had a sit down conversation with myself and was like, ma'am,
just do it.
What is stopping you? And if you can't figure out what's stopping you, you know, I just had to figure out what was stopping me. And after a while, there was nothing that made sense that was stopping me. And I was like, okay, you have to the end of the week. Sometimes you have to do that to yourself. You just have to say, you know what? You got to the end of the week, sweetheart. And there's nothing else to it. You ready?
Yeah.
I got a couple of songs already together. So if you need to go on a commercial, all you gotta do is just, you know, cue me in.
Because I'm praying. Like, I'm used to...
Do you want to start with a song?
No, we don't have
to. You want to come straight in? Okay.
Yeah.
You got a lot of mics in front of you. Which one you on? Red? You on red? Okay, babe.
You are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, where we take great pride in personal expression of one's feelings, thoughts, or ideas. What you're getting ready to hear on this show are the opinions of the hosts and their guests, and they do not reflect the opinions of Hits 92.3 radio station, the brand, management, staff, their respective advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. Now stay tuned as this show begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, it's your girl Marquita Veon, the host of the Pink Link, where we have powerful, innovative, next level conversations with a K, cause we fancy hunty. Well, since it's lunchtime, y'all know we do lunch and it's Friday, so we are serving up some wisdom risers, entrees with entrepreneur and community news, desserts that we've redefined that'll have you fine and geared to shine mentally, physically, and spiritually. Now, with that being said, some days we may get some stuff, but if you skip dessert, you'll still leave full of purpose. So, y'all, what a week. And we're going to jump right on into Wisdom Wiser. And so it says, life will give you pain. However, pain creates clarity. I just love this because when I read it and just reflect on it, a lot of times, you know, when people are going through things, and it may seem so painful or so, you know, trying, but it's building you, it's building character, and then it actually also pushes you to do things out of your comfort zone, pushes you to do things that you haven't done. I guess I chose this one this week because I was reflecting on my son, and his behavior like the last week and things, and how, usually he's mom this, mom that, but then when I had to cut off and let him go through that pain period, I've seen how he's taken the initiative to do things that he would usually mom this, mom that, and I'm trying to get him to, be the young man that he's growing into. And so even though it may hurt, it's for your good, at the end of the day. And I'm just actually so proud of him, even though he may be a little sad, but I'm proud of the initiative and the things that he's doing, because like they say, sometimes you gotta feed people with a long handled spoon, and even though it may hurt, it's also for their greater good, to see the growth that they're gonna have to tap into because of the pain or whatever the situation is that they're faced with, and it actually makes you stronger. So hey, it may hurt, but it also give you the strength that you need to keep going. So with that being said, today is also Fearless Fridays, and so we're gonna tap into that. There's no guest today. I am the guest, your host, Marquita Veon, and so I want to discuss Fearless Friday with you all today. And this is something that I just wanted to discuss because, in spite of whatever you're going through, circumstances, it causes a tenacity, it causes a perseverance, and in that, one has to be fearless to be consistent on the journey. When you're trusting and believing and having to fight through doubt and all that naysayers, and when things not happening as you would think they should be happening on your timing, you have to be fearless to keep going through, to get through it. Like they say, the journey ain't for the weak nor the faint at heart, hunty. So it takes guts. It takes you to be able to stand, for something, and fall for anything, to continue to grind and keep grinding, even when it seems like every force is coming against you. But you have to remain in faith that, there's no greater force beyond the force that's working for you. Even if it seems like, oh man, it's one thing after another, it's this, that, and the other. But be fearless and just keep going anyway, because at the end of the day, you're going to come out greater. Nothing is going to look the same and stay the same. So be fearless about it. And with all of that being said, and we're on a good note, intentionally and positively, so we're going to take a quick break, a praise break, and it's your girl Marquita Veon on Hits 92.3 ATL. Well, we're back once again. It's your girl Marquita Veon on Hits 92.3 ATL, and so we just did our Wisdom Wiser for the day and Fearless Friday. And so y'all, we gotta do the word of the day. Y'all would probably say I'm cheating because I picked the easy to pronounce word, but hey, that was the word that came up, and it's burnish, hunty. Yes, I said it correct the first time. And so the definition to burnish is enhance or perfect something, such as a reputation or a skill. So I'm gonna use it in a sentence, and that sentence will be just, I plan to burnish hosting of the Pink Link each and every week. So yeah, so make sure y'all definitely expand y'all vocabulary, because we're gonna try to expand our horizon and vocabulary. So use it today with within a sentence, and tell a friend that you learned that on the Pink Link show. And so I want to get into now the Ask Me segment of the show, and we just kind of like do things a little different today, but not too different. And oh y'all, let me go back, let me run it back. Mother's Day weekend, I have to share with y'all about my Mother's Day weekend, because I wasn't here last Friday, so my bad. I miss y'all, hope y'all miss me. But and I wanted to do a Mother's Day show so bad, but Mother's Day kind of like creeped up on me, and so I was like, oh my gosh, like how did we get here? How did we get here? Y'all know I was trying to sing. So far as my Mother's Day, I went 3 hours away. If y'all haven't, Cherokee, North Carolina was amazing, and it's only a 3-hour trip, Because I'm like, what is very close to where, you know, I don't have to ride long nor drive long. However, my sweet daughter did both there and back, and I was so appreciative. So we went to the Harris Resort and we stayed there, and then we actually went to Mingo Waterfalls that same day, and then the next day before heading back, because it was just like a day trip, you know, one overnight. We went horseback riding, y'all. Let me tell y'all right fast before I move on. So we on these horses in the Great Smoky Mountains, and it was a blur when I rode a horse the last time. I was a young girl, so it was a blur. And I'm like, okay, I need somebody to help me. So I had to lay the help of my horse along the way. So the horse, I don't know what she was doing, but the horse like close to the edge of the mountain, and I'm just sitting in my head like, why don't she just tell the horse to move over? Like, what? You know, I'm thinking we about to just roll on out. I was loving it, but at the same time, I was scared for my life. I'm like, Lord have mercy, please don't let this horse, you know, slip on this rock or whatever, you know, in these mountains. And we went through the river. There's all kind of rocks in the river, you know, and I'm just like, what have I gotten myself into? Overall, it was a thrill and it was fun at the same time. So I would definitely say take a trip there, do you something different, do something new. It's good couples date, you know, with your family, your children, whomever. It's a great gift, treat for yourself, self-care. Do that for yourself today. Or I mean, not today. Hey, well, it's Friday. Hey, impromptu weekend. 3 hours away trip. So yeah. And so also for us the weekend, it was my mother's Day who passed in 06, and her birthday was on the 16th. So for her, it was just like me reminiscing, because you know some people deal with grief on Mother's Day differently. It was definitely like in the moment, just feeling her presence, listening to some blues on that ride, and just, you know, doing what I could to just remember her and the fun memories that we shared in the time that we experienced together. And for her birthday, I must tell y'all this before I move on to the Ask Me. Y'all, I don't know if y'all follow me on Instagram, but go look at the post I did. Every year lately, because I stay in Georgia, my family from Mississippi, so she's out there. So if I can't make it home, I release balloons. So it was cloudy out, y'all. And I thought I was going to be able to do it because it was raining that morning. So I said, okay, well, let me go on and stop and get some balloons to release since the rain has, you know, lit up. So I get there, it's cloudy out. My daughter come out. And so as soon as I get to talking to release the balloons, it's like the clouds and the sun just start shining on me. And I'm like, I feel her presence so strong right now. And so when I went back to look at the video, if you look on there, it's just like in that area in the clouds over my home, it's just like the sky opened up and the sun was just shining there, right there. And I was just like so comforted in that moment. it just brought me so much joy and comfort. And I'm just like, heaven and God is real. Like, that's probably why I felt her presence just so strongly in that moment. I'm like, you know, I'm very intuitive. She was very intuitive. So it was amazing. So just to have that moment with her on her birthday after Mother's Day, I just was basking in it and so appreciative. So that's why I don't think I'm so, like, I have my moments still throughout the years. You have moments with grief. I want to say that. It can be days to where, you know, you're able to talk like I am now about the situation, and then it may be one day it just hit you like it happened yesterday. And so that's the thing about grief. You just have to let that moment be what it is for you. You know, whether you want to be crying, happy, sad, whatever. You take the moment for what it is. No one can tell you how long to grieve, when to grieve, and how to. So you have to, you know, let the moment be what it is in that moment. So it's a journey, and it's a forever journey. You know, we learn to deal with, cope with, but we don't ever just get over our loved ones. But we must know, hey, we will see them again, y'all. And so I want to get now into the Ask Me segment of the episode. You know, I have people to ask me questions through, if y'all follow me on Instagram, my stories to ask me. And so some of the questions that came in, I will start with this one. What are some things I've been working on to improve? Well, Another thing, if y'all follow me on Instagram, my stories, I'm always at the gym. I love the gym. When you're consistent long enough, it becomes a desire to do what it is that you do. So, if you one of the people who dread to work out or whatever it is, if you do it long enough, you'll no longer battle doing it. You'll love to have to go do it. And I love to go work out. I love to go to the gym. I'm out there hiking up in the Mingo Falls, y'all. I didn't say y'all that part, but I'm hiking up there. It was just me and my daughter. That was another scary part. I'm like, now where are the people at, y'all? So we went up there, don't know if we going the right way or nothing, don't know where the waterfall is. Ain't trying to run into the waterfall. And so after we finally make it, I'm like, I'm just gonna trust that God had us on the right course. And after we get there and find it by ourselves, then everybody they mama come out. I'm like, really? But yes, I love to be in nature, hiking, walking, the gym. So those are things that I do continue to improve myself. Another thing is to develop my discipline muscles. I love to fast. For me, fasting is just I started out by intermittent. Here we go. Intermittent fasting, if that's how you say it. And that's where you go maybe like 18 hours, 16 hours, 20 hours, 14, 12 hours with no food. However, I've been choosing to try to extend it to like 24 hours sometimes. Not only for just discipline, but to grow more spiritual, with my relationship with my father. So, the longer fasts, I would say that's me doing that. But when I'm doing a short term, that's just me discipline myself for as my choices of food, But when I try to extend those fasts, and the longest I've done was 3 days before, and the goal is to do longer than that. So just fasting, that's something that I do. Extended periods of time, like I said, 24 hours mostly. The longest I've done was 3, but I'm aiming to do longer. And this is also releasing myself from trying to control things in the worldly, earthly realm, and depending on myself to do this or make this happen, but being able to release and surrender things to my higher power and be dependent upon the spiritual realm. So when I'm doing that, that's just me being able to trust God to be able to move through my prayer and my fasting, and being obedient when I feel like I'm having a moment to call for a fast in this season of my life. So so that's another thing that I feel like it helps me to continue to improve. And another thing, because it helps you to break like strongholds and things that you have maybe struggled with in your life. Say for instance, it's a lot of things I feel like I used to struggle with, but I've noticed and I heard lately just by learning more about fasting that maybe that has been broken because of the fasting I've been doing. And so if you're struggling with something, whether that's addiction, anything, or finances, relationships, or anything, I would definitely say that prayer works, but also adding an extra layer to your prayer with fasting would definitely help you to see a breakthrough. And then a breakthrough comes, it's not that you're trying to get God to move, but it's you being able to just make changes within yourself, and then God just still moves because of that obedience and that sacrifice that you're making to Him. So I would definitely say that something that you should definitely look into if you're struggling with any area of your life. So y'all, we definitely gonna get back, and we're gonna do the joke of the day up next, and some more Ask Me questions and tips for you all for today. So it's your girl Marquita Veon on Hits 92.3 ATL. Okay, so we're back. It's your girl Marquita Veon on Hits 92.3 ATL with the Pink Link Show, y'all. So you know what time it is. It's Quita's time to crack. So don't call it whack, and it's the joke of the day. And so we ain't even doing a knock, y'all. But I had something I saw. I was like, okay, since I rode horses, why not? So it's called what do you call a well balanced horse? Doom 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 doom. Stable. So I was like, why not just include that? Yes, y'all. So it was all in the fun of riding horses the weekend. So also y'all, since usually we have an entrepreneur on, but if there's no entrepreneur on, I like to highlight an entrepreneur. And I know most of y'all may know her. And this is Pinky Cole, owner of Slutty Vegan. So if you're not following her, follow her now. Her name is Pinky Cole. She owns Slutty Vegan. And I wanted to just say this about her. She literally don't miss her baskets nor home runs. Every ball she gets in her hand, she scores. I'm saying this about Miss Pinky because she did a social media experiment where she wanted to test out businesses to get support from other businesses. And she did one business which is called Missing a Bottle. And do you all know that she raised $70,000 in 3 days for this business? Just through her social media platform, people just going out to support her. So Missing a Bottle is like a t-shirt online store where you can get, I guess, different kind of gifts, shirts from mugs and things like that. And you're able to customize messages or get messages that she has. And the slogan states, messages that give voice to the voiceless, on their page. And their Instagram page is Miss in a Bottle on Instagram. So definitely shout out to both of these businesses. It's just so good to see Pinky just where she came from and where she's at, and how she just continues to give back to the community, and you know what she's done for her own business and her personal goals is always inspiration every time I see her. I mean, I think she had 3 children in 3 years plus running business. I don't know, 2 children in 3 years. Now I may be pushing it, but the sister girl is an inspiration and just a mogul, and definitely a billionaire. When I seen her, I met her maybe a couple of times, and I went to her grand opening of Bar Vegan. I'm like, you a billionaire. Like, yes, like you could just see it on her. She may be now or close to it. And her husband also, Cheesesteak Dave Cheesesteaks, he's doing great as well. And I was looking at some this morning. This just goes with what I'm talking about. And the lady was mentioning, I think her name is Gloria Banks. I seen a reel. She was just like, who you choose to be your life partner affects your how you know your physical health. It affects your vision. It affects your beliefs. It affects if you work out. It affects all these things. Your business goals. You know, all these things. And I'm just glad that they chose each other, because both of them grinding and just such an inspiration, and just give back, and on that alignment seems to be for one another as life partners, you know, and husband and wife. So shout out once again to Missing a Bottle and Pinky Cole, you all. Yes, and go support. We support here still, so no matter what day it is, we want to support who we discussing. So back to the Ask Me. How do I stay motivated? Well, I would say how I stay motivated is just keeping it consistent. Consistency is key. Knowing that whatever I do today shows up 5 years from now. And my hopes is that it's always being better than I am today. So, and that's in each and every area of my life. And that's how you have to look at it. What it is, me working out, okay? 5 years from now, if I just keep doing this and just continue to get better, continue to increase, continue to improve, 5 years from now, I'm gonna be different. Because 5 years from now, if I show y'all some before pictures from today, then 5 years show up, honey. Yeah. So and when you see your 5 years progress and you're progressing in that right direction, that's what keeps me consistent with everything that I do. Because I'm always doing now for what I want to show up 5 years from today. If that's in my my podcasting journey, when I first started out 5 years ago, which my anniversary was April the 30th, and it was like 5 years, and I'm like, wow, look at that, because I started out at home against the wall, are going out to businesses. And so just to be here on his 92.3 sharing with you all and just continue to do what I'm doing 5 years from now and just have continued to invest in myself and doing the journey. So just giving you all those examples because, honey, whatever you're doing today, it shows up 5 years from today. And that's in any area of your life. So let that be the why you keep consistent, because you want to see where you're going to be 5 years from now if you continue to improve and progress on whatever it is that you're choosing to do. So that's how I stay motivated. Looking at my 5 years, going back over it, where I was 5 years ago, where can I be 5 years from now? Have I ever wanted to quit when not seeing things as I thought they would go, even when being consistent? Yes, doubt creeps in. I'd be lying if I said I didn't, because even though, I just said all that, it's like, that's the enemy, and then just like they say, the biggest enemy is the inner me. So you have to just redirect that in that moment. Abraham Hicks said you have 17 seconds to change a thought. So within that 17 seconds, I'm reprogramming myself to speak life into whatever it is that I need to continue to stay on track to speak life, no matter how it's looking, no matter if I'm not sending the efforts. I'm going to speak winning in my season, even if it ain't, what it looks like, because people get so caught up in reality, and that's why so many people actually quit, and fail to continue to go, because you're so caught up in what's now. When you have to be in the present moment, but you can't get stuck there, because the present moment may not be what you want it to look like. So you have to be able to see yourself outside of that and have that vision. As they say, where there's no vision, the people will perish. So, and that's why I want to just put those two, correlate those two together, because no matter how it's looking now, you have to speak life and speak and visualize where you see yourself going and where you want to see yourself 5 years from now, to keep going. Even when that doubt, the enemy, or maybe even naysayers, trying to talk you out of what you're doing. And another thing I would say, instead of quitting, pivot. Sometimes it's just you need to do it differently. You can still do what you're doing, but maybe it's time to just pivot and do it a different way. I like the podcast pivot, because they was doing it with the other guy, and then when all went down, or however, they had to pivot. So now they call their show Pivot. Even with B. Simone and Megan Ashley. B. Simone has came back now with her let's do this again. I think her Megan Ashley podcast together was it was on my mind, but then it just left, y'all. But they had a podcast together, but both of them have their own podcast. They're still doing it, but they didn't quit. They had to pivot. So they still doing what they're doing because it's purposeful for them, So they're doing it a different way. So sometimes, it may seem like you're quitting, but you're just pivoting, and sometimes that's the best thing to do in the season that you're in, is to pivot. You always have to be ready to pivot over quit. And I say this because how many things or businesses have I attempted? And I would say at least 5, y'all. So when you quit some things, you kind of got some experience in quitting. And I'm going to tell you this. It feels better to pivot in doing something than just to quit doing something. Because that quitting, I guess because I'm not a quitter, but I have quit, that definitely does something to you. Like, it does something to you to where I don't recommend it for nobody. I would always say pivot the best you can. Like, even if it's just pivoting to another purpose, don't just stop and not doing anything that's gonna have you fulfilled and walking purposefully for yourself and others, because that's what we're here to do. We're actually made up to serve and do something that's the greater outside of ourselves, and it helps us to be great for ourselves is by serving others and doing something that we can pour into to help those around us. I feel, for me, that's what it is for me. Everything I've experienced, been through, and encounter is for a greater purpose other than just me. If I can come out of anything I've been through, it's for me to help someone else get through it. So hey, I always have to pivot what I'm doing. And I would say I quit the cleaning service because literally now, and sometimes you have to quit something when you know you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. I would say that. But even me just quitting it, like I probably did, because I was like, I let it go. I was at least making some money from that. But it was because I was cleaning. I'm just like, how I'm gonna be able to talk to people? How I'm gonna give people some encouragement and inspiration? I'm in here just cleaning, And though it was making money, it wasn't as fulfilling as what I'm doing when I'm sharing my life experiences and coaching others and pointing to people and things like that and doing the show. Listen to people's stories to be able to inspire others. So you also have to determine why you quitting something, and if it's not as fulfilling as something that you would do for free at any time, then I would definitely say let that help you to make your decision and gather wise counsel, prayer, fast, whatever you need to do. But also we gotta get the money too, so I understand that. So just use your own judgment on how you move about things when making the decisions you're gonna make for you. And so y'all, on to the next is what was the childhood dreams that I had. Oh, if y'all haven't caught on yet, it was to be a lawyer. And I would say that because at one point in my childhood, I did not talk a lot. I wouldn't say I was a mute. I don't think I was a mute. It's kind of blur. But I believe one day, I don't know, I think my mom must have said somebody said something to me, and from that day I started talking. And so they was like, you know what, you talk too much, you need to be a lawyer. So they, and then just watching the Cosby's, we see Claire Huxtable, and she was a lady, a black lady you was able to look up to, and she was a lawyer. So I wanted to be a lawyer. However, an actress, and I still want to be an actress. Tyler Perry, get at me. I'm here in Atlanta. Just hit me up. So yes, and maybe because I like to debate too, like, I was a little girl, like, you ain't just gonna tell me something. I wanted to go back and forth sometimes and, give you a little razzle dazzle. I wouldn't say mouth, but a little razzle dazzle at times. If I could tell my younger self something that I wish I would have known, what would they have been? I would say you are here for a reason. You are you for a reason. And everything about you is fearfully and wonderfully made. So just do you and be you, boo. So that's what I would say to my younger self. Like, you're unique. You're beautiful. So yeah. Do I pop my ish? So there's some questions that I come up with the guests, because I guess I'm out of the other questions. But do I pop my ish or be humble? Yes, but I would say I do it in a humbling way. I do it to brag on God, not me. So I'm not popping my ish to just be, I guess, arrogant about it, but I'm popping my ish to glorify God's greatness in my life and for my good. So in a humbling way, to not be arrogant, I would say in that sense. So how do I balance my life around work, divide, and relationships? Just making sure I just put self first, because in order to be good for others, I had this business called Good Tune for Me. In order to do what you have to do for others, you have to do for yourself first. So I start my day with God on my mind, and then me next. So everything I need to do for me, to collect myself, to pour into me, because I can't just pour out to no one else if I ain't pouring into myself. And some people just overexhaust themselves and then wonder why, they tired or frustrated, because you're not doing what you're supposed to do for yourself to be filled up. That's why I work out. More than likely, if I go to the gym, it's going to be in the mornings before I start my day, because it's so easy to get caught up with everything and the to-dos of the day, and some things people want you to do and you ain't did what you had to do for you. So it's easy to get off track if you don't put you first. So yeah, making sure you do what's good to and for you so that you can be good to and for others. And that was like the slogan of that business, and I just still love it because it's the truth. I've seen my grannies, people put people before them like that was okay growing up, and that's what I was thinking was okay too at one point in time. Until I realized recently myself, the reason why I came up with good too for me was like it's not selfish to put me first because people will run you dry, down, out, in every which way, and if you ain't here, what they gonna do? Baby, take care of you first. It is not selfish. So, yes, you all. I'm gonna do this one last question and we're gonna take a break and we're gonna come right back to get ready to close it up because we got some desserts, honey, to serve up. Where do I see myself in the next 5 years? I would say just doing more speaking engagements and just sharing the message with the masses, I would say. And just continue to do radio, I would say, in the podcast and things like that. So, yes. So, I'm going to take a quick break and we're going to be right back. It's your girl, Marquita Veon, on his 92.3 ATL. Represent his glory. Hope he's proud. Okay, so we're back. It's your girl, Marquita Veon, on his 92.3 ATL once again. And so, we're about to close out, you all. But before we go, I told you I'm going to serve up some dessert today. And it's desserts that we've redefined because we're talking about some new dimensions and transitions. So, we've given our dessert a redefinition. So, hopefully these tips you can use. And what makes it sweeter, I pray these tips blesses every receiver. So, since we was talking about nature, I was like, I might as well give y'all 5 tips on why to get out in nature. So, one is enjoying the beauty of nature improves your mood. I'm telling you. I also Saturday I was at the Silver Comet Trail. So it was like a weekend of in nature, and then like I said, Mingo Falls that Sunday. So it was just awesome just to be out there, and I know y'all gets in nature, like it improves your mood. Like if you're going through something you ain't feeling your best, go take a walk and watch how you feel once you come back in. So it improves your mood. Another thing, second tip is you can take delight in fruit. I don't know if it's gonna be some fruit trees on your route, but hey, just filling up with some water, nutrients and things like that, which I would say apples, watermelons, cucumbers, whether you take them or find a fruit tree. My daughter was just telling me that our pear tree is coming out, now. But baby, the squirrels get them before we can get them. So yes, and maybe some oranges, filling up on some vitamin C. I like to put me some when I go to Stone Mountain. Put me some oranges or something in my backpack. Once I make it up there, if I get too hungry, I stop and rest and give me some vitamin C, because hey, when we get vitamin C and we out there, we also, third tip, we get some natural vitamin D, which I would say y'all definitely go get your vitamin D levels checked, because there was a thing during COVID, especially for our people being low in vitamin D levels. So, and personally myself, I'm vegan, I'm plant-based. When I tend to go get checked, sometimes I've been low myself, so I actually need to schedule me another appointment to go make sure I'm at my levels I need to be at. I do take a supplement. I haven't took it lately. I take a vitamin that has it in there, but I also been getting out more in the sun, so I was like, okay, I need to schedule this for myself. I'm telling y'all. And so another thing, you get to connect with others. So whether you're introvert or extrovert, connecting with some old friends or making new friends and bonds definitely does your soul some good. So, hey, whenever I go places, I'm always meet somebody new. Another thing, I've been actually going to a few places by myself lately, like solo, because it's like sometimes it be in Primto stuff. I'm like, I don't feel like asking nobody way on the other side, or they probably don't feel like going, and I don't want nobody to talk me out of going, because I don't want to not go because they're not going. So don't be that person. Feel like you always gotta have someone to go with you. Get out, go connect with some new people. You'll meet some people. Don't be so afraid of just living life. If you are afraid, maybe take you some mace. Order you one of those mace things on Amazon or something like that, and get out the house. It's for the summertime. I order me a chair with the dang thing that covers your head, because I'm outside. I'm outside this summer. I'm outside every summer because I love the sun. I'm a person that when it's hot outside, I don't be bothered. I love the sun. And lastly, I would say it improves your overall health and well-being by getting out and being active in nature. So get some fun in the sun, because hey, you may lose a few pounds. You ain't just sitting around in the house or just driving in your car or just trying to go everywhere where it's some AC. No, you need to get out and get some sun, because you need some vitamin D, honey. So y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed the show today, and just remember that you are great, and that life you desire, you create. So get to creating, and I thank y'all for tuning in. It's your girl Marquita Veon on Hits 92.3 ATL. Make sure to tune in on Fridays at 12.
Perfect.
Oh, great. Oh, I did it.